2 weeks ago by President Robinson at a banquet attended by more than 700 people. On that night, we showed a report of the event, and we'd like to take this opportunity now to show it to you again.
Hello everybody and welcome. Welcome wherever you may be. Welcome to join us here in Dublin.
Well, I'm delighted to be here, as so many people are. They told me they could have filled Croke Park. So I'm very pleased.
Micheál O'Hehir and his wife Molly and their family were joined by President Mary Robinson and a host of VIPs and dignitaries from all facets of the sporting world. The special tribute was organised in conjunction with the launch of Micheál O'Hehir's biography, The Life and Times of Micheál O'Hehir, written by former RTE colleague Maurice Quinn and Mick Dunn.
He was their eyes and ears. He influenced everybody. He painted the word pictures, and many GAA officials will tell you that he popularised Gaelic games to an extent that they wouldn't have become so popular in that era if Michael O'Hehir wasn't there. And of course, he was the greatest broadcaster this country has had, recognised internationally as well.
Racing out of the final fence, Arkle and Height of Fashion together. And it's Arkle just the leader. And in the race home now it's Arkle. Arkle and Height of Fashion, very little between them. And Pat pushing Arkle out. Height of Fashion trying to bear him down on him. But racing down now at 50 yards to go, it's Arkle. And coming down to the finishing post, it is Arkle. Yes, he's won, and there he goes, the undisputed champion. And Rutherford has been hampered, and so has Castle Falls. Rossetto has fallen, Principal has fallen, Norther has fallen, Curtin Lad has fallen, the Fossa has fallen. There's a right pile up. Leesy has climbed over the fence and left his jockey there. And now with all this mayhem, Foynaven has gone off on his own. He's about 50, 100 yards in front of everything else. And Nijinsky coming through in the centre with Meadowville as an old man. Racing inside the final corner, and it's Nijinsky. And Meadowville is after him. But with 100 yards to go, it's Nijinsky. And coming away, it's Nijinsky. Nijinsky has won the Derby.
In my younger riding days, there were only two commentators in England and Ireland. And they were Michael O'Hehir and Peter O'Sullivan. And they were streets ahead of anybody else.
The world of Gaelic games was well represented, and 35 winning captains in hurling and football paraded in front of Micheál, as they had done over his 5 decades of commentating on their games.
And as I look down on this scene of splendour, the crowd and team do honour to the national anthem.
I think my most striking thought about him vis-a-vis the New York game is that one of the US papers, I think it was the New York Times, said that he could give a lesson in the English language to many of their commentators. And I thought that was about the highest tribute that could possibly be paid to him.
The first broadcast that Micheál ever made, he broadcast the semi-final between Monaghan and Galway in 1938. Ever since then, I've always admired him. Great commentator, great nice man.
His sheer enthusiasm and his love of the game came through. It was his ability to make even a dull game sound interesting and exciting to the listeners.
Tommy Drum. John McCarthy getting his fist through across the front of Tony Hanaho. It must be, it is, it's a goal! John McCarthy the scorer. And Henderson doesn't get there, Liam Devaney is in possession. Liam Devaney, the star of many a Tipperary team, off for a long time because of injury, but right in the game now. Gets it in there, Sean McLaughlin, and Donny Neal, it's a goal!
He was Mr. GAA, there's no doubt about it. He gave 40 or 50 years of his life, and he was the best PR man they ever had. He, like everybody was a follower of the GAA when Micheál O'Hehir was in real action.
We all wanted to be the players or the heroes of the time playing hurling, and I think just Micheál's voice helped us to become hurlers at a later stage in our own careers.
I remember thinking to myself, if I could even get the ball, Michael O'Hehir would have to mention me. So I remember that before the game as a young 17-year-old, I suppose, playing in my first All-Ireland. So that's what he meant to me.
At the end of a night of glowing tributes to Micheál, a special award was presented to him by President Mary Robinson, depicting the sports he so admirably described during a long and illustrious career. Yes, the late Micheál O'Hehir. Well, I was privileged to be at that dinner that night, and I must say it was a most memorable one and a real tribute to the man. Well, I'm joined now by Micheál O'Hehir, and I must say it's very, very sad news that we hear today. To me, I remember him as a unique racing commentator, but to you, he was the GAA man.
Yes, indeed, and very, very sad news for followers of sport everywhere and all types of sport. You mentioned the racing that came out there and the tributes to him. We'll remember him for Gaelic Games. 6 decades, from 1938, as Sean Purcell mentioned there in the little clip, right up to 1985 in a wonderful game between Cork and Galway. He was the person that most people listened to, spoke about, quoted and so on for a long time, the #1 sports commentator over a lot of sports here in Ireland. Terribly sad news, Tracy.
Oh, very. What do you think made him so unique?
Well, I would say his passion for the game, #1, his descriptive powers then. It was only this evening at 10 o'clock as I turned in the gate from home coming from Cork that I heard in the 10 o'clock news headlines. And strangely, in a hotel in Portlaoise, I heard people speak about him. I don't know whether they knew that he was dead at the time or not. It might be just a coincidence, but he was unique, the way he could describe it. And right up to the very end, I mentioned 1985, the last game he ever did. I remember it, his enthusiasm before the game. There was nothing casual or nothing left to chance. He spoke to me an hour about the game, about the young Galway team that was emerging in hurling to take on the Cork All-Ireland champions. Everything about him, I would say, from 1938 right down to the 1985, 100% effort, and that's what made him unique.
I also remember he had such a great passion for what he did. I mean, especially for the racing and the GAA. That really shone through, didn't it?
It shone through, and I think a week ago last night at that tribute that was paid to him in the Burlington Hotel, 750 people there, I think what he enjoyed more than anything, to see the players of the past file past, as he often described them. I think he really relived many a moment during that spell as they went by.
You could see it. He just glowed, didn't he? And he remembered everybody.
He did, and even this week we had a meeting, the committee that organised it, and Mick Dunn said that he was out with him during the week and that he felt that he had got younger, he had taken a great interest in things again. He was really looking back at the night and maybe looking forward to days to come as well.
Yes, very special indeed. Thank you very much for joining us, Micheál.
Yes, and our deepest sympathies go to his family. Now for...